Hi, welcome to Alpha Omega Radio Composer Interview. My name is Moreno, and today we've been talking to Ricky Brugal. He's going to share with us some more of his stories as a chip music musician in this part 2 of this 2-part interview. Tell us about your first chip music experience.
Wow. Okay. This is interesting. I'm sorry. Alright, so my first chip music experience ever was actually in 2002.
Whoa.
In this room.
Really?
Yeah. I was just searching for different kinds of electronic music online. I'd grown up listening to video game music, kind of recording my own.
On the boombox and stuff like that?
On the boombox, yeah, connecting my radio to my NES and just recording the output. So that was my, that's where my love for the aesthetic of chip music came. I was looking for Depeche Mode covers online, and I found Nelsley in 2002, who had done the Depeche Mode Mega Mix.
Wow.
Covered a few songs, New Life, that wasn't that. New Life, Everything Counts, Photographic, awesome renditions of these songs. And I just regularly kept up with chip music websites since then. Micromusic.net, 8-Bit Peoples, Vork, which is no longer around. So yeah.
You were featured along with other artists in a compilation called Chiptunes equals Win.
Mm-hmm.
The song there, Real in the Field.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was the story behind that, and how did that song end up in that collection?
That song is literally the only song I've ever written that didn't have some huge crazy story to it, that didn't have a book I could write about it. It was, what that was actually was I took the very first thing I ever composed in LSDJ, which was just noodling around or whatever. I found it on this old cartridge, and I decided to load up some samples from video games and just redo the whole thing. And I didn't really have any plans with it, but by the time it was done, it seemed like it was a perfect fit for the compilation because it was kind of fun and funny and a little more dancey than what I had originally submitted. So that's how it became part of the compilation.
The track itself has some interesting samples. Can you tell us a little more about that?
I'm sorry. I found a Street Fighter sample pack created for LCJ, and I actually wish I could give credit to the person who made it. I don't remember who it was, or I think it wasn't listed. But I found really cool samples, including the insert coin sound.
Wow.
For the Street Fighter 2 arcade machine. You hear Guile and Zangief on the track.
Yeah, it's true.
Really fun stuff.
What was the first song you ever wrote on LSDJ? Do you remember?
Yeah.
What was that like? Was it fun, frustrating? I mean, I've heard so many things from different people.
It was extremely fun for me. I think it wasn't as frustrating for me because I'm not classically trained, musically trained. I didn't grow up learning how to compose, so it was just pure experimentation. It was a blast. Alex Luna, who made music under the name IYD, really helped me put it together. He taught me some really cool tricks with LSDJ and some instruments. But it was a really fun experience.
I think that's one of the most interesting things, that everyone that says that they learned it actually had somebody helping them out.
Right.
They learned it a little bit from here, from there, and now, with YouTube, people have been looking at stuff on YouTube to learn it, so they're always learning it from somebody else. There's something that just keeps going and going.
It started out this way, and it still is, and I think it always will be. It's an extremely supportive community in terms of creating music, performing live, putting out albums, just general encouragement. Like everyone is super helpful.
Tell us a bit about your association with IO Chip Music New York.
All right. Oh, let me tell you how it started, actually.
All right, cool.
Justin Gerardo, who is the greatest, he wanted to book a chip music show in 2009, actually, September 2009. He came to me for some advice and some help because he was working in the Bronx at the time. And so we met up, talked, and we decided to make it a monthly thing. We're often credited as co-founders, but I consider Justin the founder, the backbone of IO. IO was started as a space for emerging local musicians, New York City and surrounding areas. A place for local musicians to just kind of hone their craft and become better live performers. Folks who would play open mics at other shows who were really, really good, but didn't really have the space to practice live performance. We want to provide that space, and since then it's grown into just kind of a all-purpose, awesome, semi-monthly show.
What's cool is that in those shows, I've actually spoken to people that say, look, I'm kind of learning how to do this music, and I hope to one day be in one of those open mics.
Right.
So it's always
right.
great to know that, you know, since they play it, since you guys hold these things every month, that someday, you know, somebody just coming in and looking at a show will someday be playing it. And that's great.
Super exciting. And I feel like that was Justin's original just vision and passion for I.O. and almost 3 years later we're still doing it.
It's definitely happening, yeah. There was some breaking news recently in a couple of days that it's the end of Blip Festival.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I am I think the only person in the universe who was sort of happy to see that news. I'm not happy that there's a pause in Blip Festival, but you know, reading the news I had a moment of reflection. You know, I remember, like, it's been an amazing run, and the curators of the show every year work extremely hard with very few resources. I was fortunate to be a part of the team in 2008, so I was sort of able to see, like, what they go through, and what they've been able to accomplish is incredible. So, I'm kind of happy to see that, you know, there's just time for, you know, to just kind of reflect.
I'm sure it's for much better things, because some of the things that have been mentioned is that, you know, it's taking away from other projects that could be, you know,
right.
coming out of the time that people put in. So I'm sure it's for the best. I'm sure something.
It really is for the best, and I think the curators need rest.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Josh Davis and Mike Rosenthal and Jen and Jeremiah, everybody just works so hard. It'll be good for them to breathe.
Cool.
To breathe.